So I wanted to make a follow-up video where I completely disassembled this BMW 530e plug-in hybrid battery pack. And I wanted to remove all 6 cell modules and see if we can flatten them out and see how much space they really take up. So I'm just going to go ahead and start unplugging things and get going here. So to get started, what I like to do is cut the voltage in half. This entire pack is about 350 volts. If we disconnect the middle here, then we're cutting it in half, so it's about 175 volts. I mean, it's still dangerous, but we're cutting down the voltage. So I'm going to unplug this, and now we sort of have one half battery pack and the other. This battery pack has 6 cell modules in it connected in series. And when you connect batteries in series, you're adding up the voltage. As you can see on this battery pack, we have 2 types of connections. We have these orange wires, which are high voltage, which are extremely dangerous, run about 350 volts. And then we have this black wire harness, which is 12 volts, 5 volts less, which I call low voltage. The battery pack is connected using both harnesses, and we need to undo them both. I'm going to start off by disconnecting as much of the orange high voltage wires as I can. I already removed this, so I cut the pack in half, and then we can further start disconnecting things. These are really tough to get off, and I know you're supposed to work on high voltage using one hand as much as you can, but let me tell you, these are almost impossible to get off that way. So now I'm going to disconnect the BMS, and in a prior video we already undid one pack here, okay? So I undid the 4 screws that hold this one in, so I'm going to take it out. And what was in here, picture this. So this was what BMW calls a radiator. Great, a piece already fell out. And then inside there was this kind of pedestal metal piece. And this exposes more of the batteries. Now, we're going to undo this side. So these are the long screws. This side is also held on with a low voltage BMS connector. And now we should be able to remove this pack. Cell module. So I decided I'm going to label these. And I believe this is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3. I think this is 4. The 100 hiding on the bottom was number 1. I believe that's 2. This is number 5. Number 6 is underneath. So it's a different bolt size or for these. This radiator is held on with 4 screws as well, but they're shorter. Really, I don't think you guys care about the screw size. This is giving me a little bit of a, oh, there's something here. Alright, so I took this piece out, and it's really 2. Well, this one's not coming apart. It's held on with these plastic clips. So this thing seems like it's held on with these plastic clips, so I'll just leave it alone. I really don't care too much about these parts. So now we can see the bottom battery cells exposed and how they are connected. And I wanted to do this because I want to show you how the leads come off of them. So this here, I believe this is the positive lead. And this positive lead runs to number 6 over here in the back, okay? It's number 6. So that's zip tied. So I just disconnected the negative lead that runs from number 1 all the way to the front here, and I did that because we need to snip a zip tie. It's amazing how this is such a high-tech piece of equipment and it still relies on zip ties. Okay, so this was a really long lead that went from number 1, negative number 1, to the main contactors here, the safety box or the pre-charge circuit. So I'm going to move this aside. So you can see now how the bottom 2 batteries are joined here. So this is number 5, hard to tell, positive goes to number 6 negative, and then there's 1 and 2, and they also have that join there. Alright, we're going to keep going and try to get all these out. So just continuing to unscrew these. Now some of them have this sort of a plastic housing in the way here. This sits in the way of the screws. I have 2 more screws to get to there. And of course getting that out is easy once you know how, but this does not look intuitive at all. This is hard to get in there. How the heck? This is kind of the problem with these, is you need to get this out to see how it goes in, but you need to know how it goes in to get it out. That's terrible. Okay, another one out. Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6 on that side. Okay. Let's see if we can get another one out. God dang. Okay, one more. Okay. So all 6 modules are out. I'm not concerned with the remaining components here now, but we will still try to use the BMS, at least the harness for the slave boards, perhaps not the master BMS module. And then this here, what the BMW calls a safety box, that's the pre-charge circuit. I hope to use some components out of that if we cannot use it in its native form. Okay, so let me move this aside. All right, so this is a 2-foot by 4-foot piece of plywood. No, I'm not going to build a wooden battery box out of it. And no, I am not going to use this to mount it in the vehicle. This is here just for demonstration purposes to give you a point of reference of how compact this battery pack really is. And kind of for me to see and conceptualize how I'm going to mount it in my 1971 GMC, technically a Chevy truck. So I just want to lay these out on here and show you how much space they take up or how little space they take up. And they have these weird clips on them. They're just driving me crazy. And I don't know how to take these out. Yeah, but I really want to take these stupid clips off. Oh. Thank God. How are you supposed to know to take these out from the top that you're supposed to push something in on the bottom? That stuff just drives me crazy. That's why when it comes to plastic clips, I just have zero patience, zero tolerance for that. Okay, so I want to show you this. That's 6 of them. Okay, I don't think we can fit another one. This is, we're going to call that 7 inches, okay? So we got 7 inches here. And 5.5 left. So we can go 6 down like this. So a pack by itself without a BMS on the side, I would call this, let's just call it 15 inches. And we have 9 left. But this is something I wanted to lay out just to take a look at it. So yeah, this is, I wanted you guys to see that. This is a 2 foot by 4 foot piece of plywood, and look how little space these batteries take up. Now, something that my friend Artur does in his design, I call it the Oreo cookie design. What my friend Artur does is he mounts some batteries underneath an aluminum heatsink and some above it. Okay, and I think that's brilliant design. I call it the Oreo cookie design. That way he can mount essentially twice as many battery modules or cell modules in a very confined space. But this is something I was dying to do, to kind of take a look for myself. And now I'm wondering if I can connect these flat. Okay, so let's give that a shot. Let's see if we can connect these you know, in a flat manner so they're not stacked one on top of the another. So, playing a little bit of battery Tetris here. So, if I remember correctly, I think one was like this, and it was connected to 2. Let's see. I think 1 and 2 were connected like that. And so now the problem is that we need to connect 3 to that somehow. I think 3 was on top. So there's our problem. So as I lay these out, I can see my first problem here is that I can't reach right now. I need to connect the positive of 2 to negative of 3, and I can't reach it. But I'm just going to lay out some of the other ones. So 5 and 6 went like that. And then 3 and 4 were connected. Now one of the thoughts I'm having here, what if I swapped some things here? Since this one can't reach, maybe I can use this one. In its place. So I don't know if this is going to work. It would be great if it did. It's really tight. I don't know if I want to really force it, but no, that sort of works there. So now I'm running these in series, and this here is number 1. Number 1 negative would run off of here, and this would run to the pre-charge circuit. And now what I need to do is I need to connect 3 and 4. So I think I can connect maybe 3 and 4 using this one. And this is a bit hokey. I think it would need to go like that somehow. So I'm continuing on here and flattening this out, and this brings me to the same problem with 4 and 5, I think, as we had with 2 and 3 here. So I have a little bit of a dilemma here because I need to have these two reach, and I don't have another one like that length, so this one here is way shorter. I could maybe use this one and join these two together, or I could just figure out a different way of rearranging them. But basically, if we pretend that these are connected, then you can see kind of this design. This is, pretend that this is connected on the one negative, and then it would end up here, and this is the lead coming off of the other side. So I wanted to show you guys this because this is flattened out, as I call it. And it's flattened out, and you can kind of see the leads coming off of them. I ordered some cables. I ordered 2 extras of these because I plan on cutting the ends off of these and putting on something less proprietary, maybe something like an Anderson connector, or just crimping on some sort of a screw-on end or connector on here. I probably revisit the organization of these. I think I saw Artur has something more logical, and where he reuses all the standard cables. So if we can find that, that would be great. Also, as you can see, some of the batteries have the BMS on top, and some of them have the BMS here on the side. So that is something that I'll make a decision on how I want to run mine, and if you're planning on using this battery pack, you can decide on how to use yours. You know, I'm wondering, I think we could fit 3 more batteries. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could fit 3 more batteries on here, because this is pretty interesting. We have, I think we can load up 9 batteries on each side for a total of 18. Okay, so I want to finish this video by popping one of these open and taking a look what's inside there. So here we can see the 16 individual cells. The orange wires are high voltage. Actually, they're low current but high voltage, because this is how we measure the voltage of the battery pack and send it to this BMS slave module or circuit board here. And I'm not sure, but I think some of these may be actual thermistors and temperature sensors, if you will. So they monitor the pack heat, or the module or cell heat. Okay, so I think this is 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so there's 16 of them here, and they are in series. So these two are connected, and then you go here and these two are connected, then you go here and these two are connected, and like that. They kind of zigzags through, and you can see that, oh, I lost what's positive, what's negative. So this, I believe, if we put this lid back on, then we can see this is a negative here, and this is a positive here. Now I am a bit curious to see if we can get a reading, voltage reading here. So that's 3.59 volts. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. This is probably not the smartest move. So that's 3.59. Well, that's as far as I wanted to take it today. Basically break down the battery pack completely down to the cell modules, and then we took a peek actually at the lowest form factor, which is the actual cells. 16 cells per cell module, 6 cell modules per battery pack. So I'm quite happy with today's progress. I've learned a bit more, and thanks for watching.